Emotion29. Researchers at Berkeley have identified 27 emotions. An even more recent study of the human face catalogs 28. But like many of you, since August, we have been experiencing a new 29th emotion. Similar to the others in most respects, Emotion 29 has this peculiarity. It emerges quite differently in different people, sometimes with almost opposite characteristics. It is as though evolution has opened a new category of emotion, a wildcard category, a capacity that develops uniquely in each individual. Yes, there are some overlaps, harmonies, and sentiment clusters among those with similar E29 flavors. These create amazing memories and strong bonds. But scientists lack the basic information about how Emotion 29 forms and is experienced. That's where you come in. We need your raw data in our Babel Revolution data system in order to maintain the strict standards of an octuple-blind emotion study. Only texts of fiction and imagination can be used. We need journal entries, condensed dialogues, text messages, song lyrics, inner monologues, and more. Attach them to other entries that are similar or dissimilar, and note which. Please join us as we explore Emotion 29. Emotion 29 is an online collaborative game that we call a NetProv that has two halves to it. In the first half, players document their experience, their fictional experience or fictionalized experience of Emotion 29, producing poetic, funny, insightful short texts on this website, Babel Revolution. And in part 2, they go to this Reddit board, Emotion29, and they become sort of data scientists, researchers who look back at the Babel Revolution site and try to document some of the outliers, some of the trends, how it feels to study this emotion. What do they notice about what Emotion 29 is? To play this game, we run play sessions, and during it, we release the various prompts, I guess you would say, for our writers. So, for example, I could release the physical signs prompt. Describe the way you look to other people when you're experiencing Emotion 29. And then people can respond to that. Or I can send out a new decree. I can send out similes. Compare the Emotion 29 to something that is not an emotion and contains no words referring to emotions. Colors, flavors, sounds, items of clothing, pens, etc. can all be used. And then that puts the prompt out into the Babel Revolution site for the participants to engage with. And then once these are all out, or as these come out, then participants will write different responses to them that are also available for them to see. So let me show you what that looks like for a player. And they see this wonderfully dynamic research site, and then they write their replies to the prompts, and they can react to each other's replies as well. And green and red in this case primarily indicate the prompts versus the responses, but they can also mark a valence for their responses, positive or negative if they wish. And then, in using other personas, they go over to the Reddit board, and they can write their observations in the second half of our NetProv. I would be remiss if I didn't at least show you the Wheel of Feels, one of our dynamic, absurd images we use in the game to talk about the way emotions are found. So I want to say one more thing about this game that we're submitting to Indiecade for your all consideration. We noticed through running some playtests with this particular game that people find in this make-believe sociological world that by the end of it, that they actually have done a few things. They've written some quite poetic pieces without us ever having to use the P word, which is terrible. But also, when people have to write about an emotion that they're feeling, a new emotion that they're feeling stronger than they have recently, that might be a combination of emotions or might be totally new to them, they are actually doing a kind of playful sociological work, exploring their emotions and the emotions of those around them. So this is yet another case where these emotions allow us to, as Del Close said, play and go deep. So thank you for your consideration, and we're happy to run a play session for you all.